Every time you pull into a station, your eyes naturally drift toward the digital numbers glowing on the pump. You watch the price per liter tick up or down, tracking the shifting rates in your city. Yet, for all that attention paid to the fuel pump, very few drivers can accurately state the actual financial drain their specific car creates on a daily basis. To understand that drain, we have to isolate the smallest unit of travel and ask a precise question. What does driving 1 single kilometer truly cost? That number is never a flat rate. It is a highly personalized mathematical equation that reacts to your exact vehicle, your local state VAT, and your daily route. Treating fuel as a vague monthly expense rather than a localized equation leaves a massive blind spot in personal budgets. Isolating the exact mathematical cost of a single kilometer strips away the guesswork, exposing the hidden financial reality of vehicle ownership. This diagram shows the foundational calculation. You take the daily local fuel price and divide it by the car's real-world efficiency. The output is the exact cost per kilometer. The efficiency number printed on a dealership brochure, the ARAI figure, comes from a laboratory test cycle. In actual street traffic, that efficiency shrinks by about 12%. Plug in the numbers for a standard petrol car getting a realistic 17 kilometers per liter in Delhi, and the output lands at roughly 6 rupees for every kilometer driven. Apply that 6 rupee rate to a standard 40-kilometer urban commute, and the daily operational expense sits at 240 rupees. Over a 30-day month, those daily trips stack into a liability of over 7,200 rupees. A marketed efficiency rating only reflects reality when mathematically adjusted for street congestion and compounded over the full duration of a monthly commute. At the dealership, buyers face an immediate calculation. Diesel and CNG vehicles require a significantly higher upfront purchase price than standard petrol models. That heavy initial capital expenditure buys an operational advantage. CNG variants, for example, run 30 to 50% cheaper per kilometer than petrol. This graph tracks the total cost of ownership over time. The higher starting line maps the premium fuel vehicle, while the lower, steeper line tracks the compounding fuel costs of the petrol car. Finding the exact horizon where the premium pays off requires taking the initial price gap at the dealership and dividing it by the exact daily savings generated at the pump. The intersection on the x-axis reveals the required commitment. It dictates the exact number of months, or tens of thousands of kilometers, the car must be driven before the alternative fuel actually generates a return on investment. If a driver sells a premium CNG model before crossing that specific distance marker, the cheaper operating costs result in a mathematical net financial loss. The math behaves differently when expanding from a localized urban commute to the fast distances of a cross-country highway trip. Establishing the baseline fuel budget requires taking the previously isolated cost per kilometer and multiplying it by the total distance of the planned route. But long-distance routes introduce an unpredictable external variable. Regional expressway tolls are not uniform, adding up to 2 rupees per kilometer on top of fuel costs. When that total expense is divided evenly among 4 passengers, the economic weight of the journey drops significantly for each individual. Applying passenger division to a fully loaded vehicle reduces the per-head cost to a level that mathematically outperforms standard train fares on the exact same route. There is no universal average cost for vehicle ownership. The rates are constantly pulled in different directions by fluctuating local city VAT, the specific efficiency of an engine navigating heavy traffic, and the exact distance of an individual commute. These distinct variables fuse together, creating a singular financial fingerprint for every single driver on the road. Relying on broad assumptions or laboratory brochure estimates introduces an unnecessary financial risk. Exact personalized calculation remains the only reliable mechanism for isolating and controlling the true cost of driving.